All right, let's see it.
Gamers are furious.
Gamers are furious. Let's go. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is filtering gamers. For me personally, I can give you a little bit of a spoiler of what I'm going to talk about. Why I think this game looks good, but there is so much cost cutting going on the side. And let's be honest, the CPUs are kind of broken. Like, come on.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Vegeta fight is destroying gamers.
Sparking Zero Vegeta fight.
Uh
Ah,
oh.
How's it going, everyone? So we gotta talk a little Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Uh
I think
oh.
when everybody got the game, I shouldn't say everybody, I think there are some people that jumped into just playing
Yep.
battles with their friends, but I think a lot of people jumped into Sparking Zero right off the top. You gotta hit that single player mode, do a couple battles.
I think that a lot of
yep.
people did that, and they probably did exactly what I did, is they probably played all the way through where they followed the anime. That's what I did. Like, because yesterday I played all the way through to the Majin Buu arc, and that's where I stopped.
Ah.
There, go through Goku's campaign, and
So, like,
honestly
today it's gonna be all
speaking,
new
you
stuff.
guys, I will be real, going into this game, I had expected, okay, like, great, we got a single player
Yeah.
component, we're just finna dust this thing in 5 seconds, and then
Barely work. Fucking what do you call it? Motion. This cinematics have. Like, look at this guy. He just stands there, and then this is just basically a still frame, and then the voice just runs below the game. You know, it's just super cost cutty. Like, if you want a good story experience, I would just advise you to watch the fucking anime. You know, this game, I think it's more of a not a single player experience and more made for multiplayer sweats. So they can just play this fucking piece of shit on a tournament. You know, this game not for is from what I seen the input commands. You have to press a 3 button to dodge, dude. Like, this game is meant for. It feels like it's for more sweats and more PvP. What do you call it? Arena based game than it's a game for a casual player. Like, I'm not a casual player. I can't even get into this yet because it was too complex. It's difficult in a sense. The fucking CPUs are busted, broken as shit, and then the buttons are so complex. And then here's the funny part: you cannot rebind your keybinds in this game. The game doesn't teach you anything when you start the game. It just opens and then puts you on the main screen, and then you are done. I played like 3 stages without even know what the fuck is a sparkling mode is. Sparking mode? Yeah. Sparking mode is. I don't know why I call that the sparkling, but it kind of looks like it, you know. Sparking mode is, and then I just freaking have to Google search it or go into that fucking manual it had, which was so, the menu in this game is so abysmal. And then I have to navigate in order to. I have to learn how to use the fucking menu. It was that miserable to navigate in this game, dude.
move on.
Yep.
Not to say
Like, look at this. Like, he is not
that's a
even
bad
moving.
thing. Like, this game's longevity is obviously going to be driven from the multiplayer and playing with friends and everything like that. But I figured this
I actually think campaigns are really important.
You know, people already figured out what's the best strategy to win this game in PvP. You just go behind them and do back attacks. Pretty much that's it. Because in this game, from what I've seen, the back attacks are broken as hell. Like, if you back attack people, they're dead. Pretty much.
do. And the reason why I think campaigns are really important is because those are the things that are going to engage a lot of the casual players. And I think that casual players are what create kind of they create the bedrock for the community.
Hmm.
Good value proposition? Yeah. Until
Yeah, this is the double standard this guy has because in the other modes, he say story doesn't matter. But And then you see in this game, the story does matter. So which one is it? Does the story matter or story doesn't matter? I would probably say he would probably say that it depends on the game, but I think most of the games does need a fucking lore because without any goal or without knowing what you are doing inside the game, you just run around doing it, not knowing what to do. You know, like campaign is very important, and this game did a decent job with the campaign, but I wish it's more motion based and what do you call it, instead of a PNG cutscene.
That's a Blizzard. Yeah, well, you need to have the story. And like,
Yeah.
I think also a lot of people that are Dragon Ball Z fans.
Especially in MMO. Wrath of the Lich King became popular because he had a backstory, dude. Nobody's fucking hyping up Wrath of the Lich King because he's just Wrath of the Lich King, you know? We need a good story to back it up. Cyberpunk was popular because it has a good story. Like, come on. Edge Runner is popular because it has a good story. Every game that worth its salt has to have a good story. The lore, the world building, without it is just garbage. In that regard, the new arcade is gonna suck if they don't have a good story for that game. Straight up.
Like, let's be honest, a lot of the people that are probably bat chesting about this game are balding. Like, I'm just being honest, right? I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
there's
including
kids that like
him.
Dragon Ball Z too, but like, there's a lot of adults that like it as well.
Dragon Ball Z came in 1998. Of course, everybody who's playing are old as shit, at least 26 years old, at best. You know, it's not a new anime. Kids these days watch Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer, what else is there? The Jujutsu Kaisen and the other bullshit. The three big threes are gone. The only thing that's alive is fucking. What's that stupid thing? One Piece. You know? Because the fucking author. That show is gonna run till the author of that show fucking goes kaput.
And so they want to go back and relive that experience they had as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, this game does recreate that. Like the beam crash thing, even though it's janky as fuck, it is pretty cool to pull that off. Like, I had fun in this game while I was playing, but I think the controls are too complex, and the fucking NPC, the CPUs in this game are fucking busted, straight up. Like in the normal mode, it feels like the nightmare mode.
And so that's why the campaign is so cool.
Single
Yeah.
player campaign would be
Yeah.
a little bit of fun.
The problem with this fucker is just he's too big, and then he backs your camera to the side, and then he always blocks all of your attack. But in order to teleport, so the strategy I figured out was uh, you have to do like 3 or 4 attacks and then do an after image and then go behind him while he was blocking and then knock him from behind. That's the strategy I come up with. And then what he does is when you try to attack in front of him, he just immediately grabs you. You know? And then this guy starts like Radan. Like as soon as you go into the fight scenario, he just immediately hit you with the beam cannon from his mouth. Like this CPU in this game, this fight is dog shit. It's difficult in a way, it's janky as fuck. It's a jank fight. Of course I beat him. I fucking rage quit on the Zamasu fight because Zamasu is clunky as fuck for control. Especially the Black Goku and Fusion was miserable, and then the Vegito fuck shit just always fucking spams that one stupid ass attack that just puts you on the cutscene and chunks 2 HP bars. You know? It was miserable to fight the CPUs in this game, dude. It just sucks dick. It's unfun. Like, people are fans of these games are either old, or they are too young, or they never played a fighting game before, or they did play the fighting game before, and then they are sweats. So you just made the game for one kind of people. That's like top 10% that know how to play the game, the previous games. So they are fine with this. So how about a new player? You know, it's just miserable. That's okay, guess what? Fighting game. Yeah, I mean, this game is not for casual people. I just know that as soon as I pick
and
that
then we
up.
Sure.
move on.
I don't think it's a bad game. I mean, it has issues, yes, but I think by far this is the best Dragon Ball Z game I've seen.
Boy, oh boy, does this
Like the way it looks and the way it fights is super good.
single player
No complaints
has
there.
more to it than I
There's a
realized.
lot.
But let's be honest, CPU broken.
Goku's campaign, and that's naturally going to be the longest of all of the campaigns
Yeah.
available. On top of these what-if scenarios that are going down as well, which adds another layer to the story, boy oh boy, are people getting
Yeah, right there. He just after image and then
absolutely
go behind him.
mollywopped and obliterated.
Yeah, look at that. Instantly it's a
Boy
grab.
oh boy, are people getting absolutely mollywopped and obliterated by one particular fight
You
right
can
off the
look at
rip.
it
Now,
again? Yes.
initially,
It is crazy because, like, whenever I saw this fight, usually the really hard boss comes like 3 hours into the game. This was like the third boss.
Yeah.
It was so fucking early on.
I think I died to this guy like 8 times, 8 or 7 times. I don't know.
fighting rat.
But here's the funny part. I was able to kill almost 95% of his HP bar or something in the first try. And then he did a jank attack and then I'm dead.
And then into
Yeah.
Vegeta. It's not too difficult.
Mhm.
And then you get into Vegeta's Great Ape form. And GG no re, boys. This fight seems to be pushing a lot of people
Oh,
to the
back.
edge.
Hello,
It
hello.
actually
It's you. That's all the games are. Yeah, but here's the thing. Final Fantasy 16 plays better.
look through
And you can look cool while you're pressing one button. Why this game is not like that? You know, I'm playing a story mode, dude. Come on.
social media. People are
Who gives a fuck? If you want this complex bullshit, save it for your fucking PvP cancer. You know? Save it for the swordlords that want to maul down on a single player campaign game at the PvP. This game is designed around the sweats who play the PvP. It's not for normal casual players at all. Like literally.
bugging out about this Great Ape fight. And you
They're
know what?
losing their fucking minds. And the
I immediately figured out that this game is very difficult when I fought rabbits. You know? Like, if you want difficulty in this game, just refuse the Piccolo's offer and then go fight Raditz solo.
thing is that, like, Bandai
You gotta also already know how to play the game to beat that guy. Otherwise, you have to learn everything and then you have to beat that
Namco,
guy.
I think that, yeah, they're the ones bullshit. They even said just turn down the difficulty. That wasn't enough for some people. I'm not thinking of anybody in particular, but that wasn't enough for some people, and sometimes they had to turn it down multiple times even.
But from the standpoint where myself and I think a lot
The guy who talks about difficulty, like, look at this.
Restricted the race of gold, shadow,
Yeah,
death,
I'm
in
done.
the embrace.
I'm done. I
of
don't want to do
men's
this anymore.
Turn down the difficulty, man. Turn down the difficulty. Why are you complaining? Because it's a problem. That's why people are saying it's a problem. Many people say it's too hard because it is too hard. Like, get it through your thick skull. Jesus Christ. It's not that hard to accept that your game is too hard for many people. Elden Ring is indeed too hard for many people. Mesmer is too hard for many people. Radon is too busted for many people. Eat the hell and then move on. Jesus Christ. What's up this ego with these people, dude? I have no problem with Mersmer, but I still can't understand that it's a difficult boss. Why are you ego tripping? What's with this? Like, unbelievable. I basically beat this guy without getting hit. Like, I think I got hit like 3 times in the whole fight. But I still think this guy is busted. You know? It's not that hard to accept your game is too difficult. Jesus. The ego tripping with these guys are insane. It's ridiculous. Let's watch him who gets folded in the game. You think it's fun to see your HP bar gets go like this with a single hit? The boss can literally two-shot you dude, this game.
In the embrace.
I just
Watch this.
this is I'm
In
done.
the embrace.
Watch this. Watch.
Yeah, I'm
In
done.
the embrace.
I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. this
What's
is not
wrong? Can't you just turn down your
just
difficulty?
All right, I'm gonna go and get some food and chill
Yeah,
and just
That's
try
right.
to relax.
that's right. Quit the game.
But yeah.
Quit the game.
Anyway, we had a good stream today. I've had fun, you know, at least until then.
See, and then this guy said it's just so double standard with many games. These people have so much bias that it's just ridiculous to look at. I can see I have no problem with this boss, but I think this boss is busted because he is. Dude is like here's the worst part as well. In this fight, Goku doesn't even have his ultra attack. He has two attacks, and then you have to juggle your combo in between.
Of other people were
No wonder people are mulling out because you can't do it. You don't have much attacks to deal with this guy. Still, I beat him. Still, I think this guy is broken.
expecting to absolutely dust this campaign.
Yeah.
This is a good thing. I think this level of challenge is great. I mean, ultimately,
I also really
Good thing for who? Good thing for who? The people who sweat in this game?
like it. Here's why I like it. I like it because like it's challenging and like there isn't like a super hard mode version. So it's like you either had to beat it at the base level or you had to turn down the difficulty. Like in general, I don't like difficulty sliders. I think that for a game like this, I mean, again, it's all balding 30-year-old men playing games like this, right? Or at least there's a huge contingency of them. It's fine to give them an easy mode where you can just fucking beat the boss. It's super easy. You can go through the story. You're Goku. That's fine. It's whatever, right? But at the same time, because there's no hard mode, I really like that because the fights are actually balanced in a way.
And such bullshit. Like, it's nothing to do with the freaking difficulty at all. The CPU is too broken. In this game, let me show you a clip. Like, when I was fighting in the CPU, the CPU is broken to the point it can hit you in a microsecond, dude. Like, as soon as you can't even finish the animation, and then the freaking CPU hits you through that. Like, it's dumb as shit. It's unfun to deal with that bullcrap. You know? Let me show you. Where is it? It's so broken, it just made me laugh. It was laughably bad. Let me show you. Where is it? Okay, let's go. You fucking gone. Give me a second. Wait, what is it? சொல்லுங்க. Like, watch this shit. It's not humanly possible to make this maneuver, dude. Like, this is a cutscene attack, right? Watch this. And I think I boosted that. Yeah, I did boosted that. I'm finding a CPU there. What's this? In the normal mode? Like, the fuck? Like, what is this? You think this is fun? I think what happened was the split second my combo ended, he just immediately came at me and then I'm dead. Look at the maneuver I pulled and then look what the CPU did. This is the problem this game has. Look how fast it happens too. Am I not supposed to win this fight? What's that? Where is the skill gap? Like, what is this? It just straight up gets through the cutscene while my character is freaking locked on the animation, dude. Like, I literally can't see what is happening in the screen either. Like, what is this? Come on. It happened in a split second. This is the problem this game has. The problem with this is, the problem with that ape fight is the monkey guy can grab you in a split second too. It happens instantly. Fuck you! Whoever came up with that, the revenge counter as a double tap should be fired. That's such dumb shit. Like, you can't rebind your controls, you have your janky CPU, broken as hell, and then you can't dodge away consistently with your double tap. There is 4 different guard mechanics you can do in this game, dude. Like, why? Who asked for that? Jesus Christ. Make the game as short as possible, and then when people say, oh, get good, every game, this is the problem. Oh my fucking god. Every game nowadays has to be a Dark Souls game. Fucking miserable. Let normal people to have fun. Jesus. Every game has to be the next SWAT Lord game. Fuck. The gamers with their pathetic small ego, these guys have to make the game to stroke their pathetic ego because they don't have anything else going on in their life. So the normal people can't even play this game. This game is unplayable for most people. Unplayable, straight up. Piece of shit design.
Way that I think is fair.
Many is garbage. Cutscenes are not motion captured. Like, no cutscene is just a literal PNG. Fucking Boma and Android Writing doesn't even have the freaking. I'm gonna ban you. You don't. If you say something like that, the next time you are gonna ban. You are perma banned. You don't talk to me like that. I should have banned you as soon as I saw your name. But I kept you because you were somewhat reasonable. But if you do that one more time, you are banned. You know what? I'm gonna ban you right now. This is the first way you are done. Which is wasting my time. And it's just miserable to fight these kind of things. It sucks to fight. You know, unfun.
And fun.
Who cares?
Every game has to be Dark Souls game. Every game has to be freaking have to be the hardest game ever made, and then tone down the difficulty. Why the fuck you have to tone down the difficulty in normal mode? Normal mode supposed to be normal. You know? Isn't that what it's called? Normal mode? Like, Jesus.
If it's challenging?
Yeah.
And it should be noted that if you're playing against the Great Ape and you fail a few times, they give you the option to lower the difficulty. So
Yeah.
it's like, if you want to go
I heard
through
about
it,
that.
you can lower the difficulty. I don't think people actually want to lower the difficulty, and I think you should try to beat the Great Ape legit. And what I've heard is some of the other fights deeper into the game are just as difficult. And maybe the complaints are so bad that this
Is that K-Con? I think he's K-Conning
battle
that.
is a little bit too difficult. The pin dynamic.
I really don't think it's that bad. I think that if you
Do not. Here's the thing. Here's a freaking warning for anyone who watches my stream. If you come to my chat and then freaking badmouth me while I am mad, you are perma-banned. Straight up. Get the fuck out of here. I don't need garbage like you in my stream.
you're gonna, like, in my opinion,
You think you're smug coming into my stream and then talking shit? Get the fuck out. I don't need you here.
And I thought Frieza
You are
was
worthless.
harder. I thought Frieza was way harder. Now, like, as soon as I learned how to do it,
I think in this game, who's the hardest I fought? Zamasu is fucking unplayable. The Zamasu fight when you're playing as Zamasu is super hard. And who else is there? That Guinea first was pretty rough too.
I think I pretty much flawless Frieza. Like, I think I got hit like one time. It wasn't a big deal, but they never got there. Yeah, and Cell Jr. That was the one that, bro, I died to him like 3 times.
Yeah, this is the same mindset as it works for me bullshit, you know? It works for me in my computer. So what you are complaining about? Completely freaking trying to invalidate other people's problem. Like, come on. Just because a game works for you doesn't mean that it's easier for you. Doesn't mean it's hard. Like you just proved my point with the Mesmer fight. Mesmer fight is not that hard for me, but you folded. What's going on there? You never beat the Elden Ring legit at all. Like, come on. I saw your Radon fight. You just freaking poked the guy with a poke stick and a full turtle deck. I parried Radon to death. I think the boss is easy. I can be an ego Andy and say the game is easy, so get good. But Jesus Christ, not every people willing to do that. Lowering the difficulty doesn't make any sense because it doesn't really change that much. The AI kind of acts exactly the same.
People can't do it, aren't charging up? Yeah. Go sparking to tick down? Yeah, you just stick them down with sparking mode. It's literally in the name. It's in the name of the game.
Okay, but the game didn't teach you how to go into the sparking mode unless you go into the training mode and then learn all of the skill buttons, which has like 4 pages, fucking normal, intermediate, and then what's that, higher skill or something. It has 3 freaking pages, and then all the pages has like 6 sub pages, and then you have to open all of them, and then there is one page that has that skill, and then it shows how to go to the sparking mode. You know? How about you, as soon as you open the game, hold the trigger button and then charge your full keyboard and then it goes into the sparking mode? Why don't you teach you that? It doesn't teach players anything in this game. Oh, the game is too difficult, you have to get good. Like, Jesus Christ.
Is probably going to take action, and some of the AI elements are a little bit ridiculous, and the difficulty spikes. That's the issue. I think
Boo's also
spiking
hard.
the difficulty this hard is a little bit wild, but at the same time,
And then there is another problem. The CPU starts to spam the same attack over and over again. Like, go see my words. I'm not freaking. I'm telling you as much as it is. Like in the Vegito fight with Zamasu, he just starts that stupid cutscene attack like 3 times in a row. Like, why? And it barely consumes any key bar and it chunks 2 of my HP bars each hit. It's just not fun to fight against those things, you know? Because you get exhausted, you get tired, you have a stamina in real life, but the CPU fights you relentlessly. You know? It almost Vegeta pulls the combo of a pro player, straight up. Or even a player that's even impossible. Like, it plays like a machine.
I only thought Vegeta.
It's like you're fighting against Terminator, dude. You're an average dude, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger just shows up in the front of your house, and then you have to duke it out. That's how it feels like when you fight those things.
Was a way harder power spike than the ape.
You know?
Because Vegeta was way more aggressive and way more dangerous. The ape just had a couple of unavoidable attacks, like the grab. That ran it? Yeah, I mean, no, well, you were supposed to lose that fight.
I do think, you know, it being challenging is a good thing, but
yeah,
there's
I think
a
so
balancing
too.
act to all of this, and pretty much everybody I've spoken to, they are reiterating the same thing over and over again when it comes to this grade 8 fight where people are absolutely losing their
You
mind.
put on easy mode? I didn't put on easy mode. What do you mean? No, I didn't. I did not.
I mean, he said he did, but I don't think he did put it on easy mode. But for some reason, his AI kind of jangled and then he just beat the crap out of it.
I'm curious to see
Yeah.
as far as the
I saw his
rest of the
gameplay through.
campaign, how
Like, look at this.
games over it.
How are you
I'm
supposed to
curious
dodge
see
this?
as far as the rest of the campaign.
Like, what? Is that a... What is that
I'm curious
hitbox? Like, let me
as
see.
far as
That hitbox is broken. Look at
the
this.
rest of the campaign, how
That is so
difficult
bullshit.
it
Look
is.
at
I'm
that.
sure
That's cringe.
If you're a hardcore player, you're gonna be able to get through it. I have some
Yeah.
of the gameplay of the great.
If you're a... This is the problem, right? Once again. If you're a hardcore player, you can get through it. Like, what? See?
Grade 8 fight here, and ultimately, I think if you're decent at the game, you're going to be able to beat it, but I think it's a case of a lot of people were just expecting to absolutely obliterate the game at the same time, and then they
What was the game? See, this is the thing with fighting games that a lot of people don't understand. What was the fighting game that got like somebody to masters by just using a pattern AI that repeated the same moveset over and over? Was that Street Fighter 6? It could have been Tekken 8. Yeah, I don't remember which one. Yeah. So it didn't get the master? Yeah, but it got really high up there. And maybe it didn't get that high with Eddie. Tekken 8 with Eddie, exactly. And so if you're having trouble with the game, there are always going to be techniques and strategies that you can use to offset, like, you know, being less skilled, basically.
actually play the game, and yeah, they run into a brick wall.
That's
right out
always
the
how
gate.
it works.
The issue is the initial battles are fairly
Yeah, this is a cool mechanic. Like, the best part about this game is this. Even though it's just a freaking bitrate is dog, I think this part is so
straightforward
cool.
that once you get to the grade 8 fight, that
But almost 90% of the time you
people
will win
are
this
losing
fight.
their minds,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
game is
They're
way
pissed.
too hard. There's a Reddit post on the Sparky Zero page that's one of the top voted posts. Okay, this game is way too hard. Look, I wasn't expecting to come in and face roll
Damn.
the entire story, but I kind of was, to be honest. I kind of was as somebody that's played Tenkaichi, and I think a lot of people were. They were just like, all right, I'm going to go to the single player mode and absolutely obliterate it.
I think I played one of these Dragon Ball Z games before with a CPU. I think this game is harder than that. Like, in what game? I gotta ask my mod for that. I played one of these kind of games before, and it was not this hard at all. And the controls are way more fluid on that one. Like, it doesn't have like 20 different dodge roll mechanic you have to
But
do.
holy ass, this
Dodge and then counter mechanic. I think the NPC does the input radio. Kinda. A little bit. The CPU, I mean.
is borderline impossible. Most of these story episodes play like this. Opponent perceptions or Z
700
vanishes
upshoots.
4,000 times in a row because an input reads, I get knocked back in one hit from the AI who then uses a super and then hits me because I'm recovering. AI deals 18 quintillion damage with a standard punch. I tried to perception and they just follow up with their own perception.
I mean, this is a little bit exaggeration, but I think he's kind of describing the Zamasu fight, because the Zamasu fight kind of went like this as well. I knocked back the AI after 5th attempt from a combo since usually Z-vanish or perception me in the middle of the combat. Kamehameha, but they recur before Gogo even says God. Oh god, that's so busted.
Because the timing needs to be
I did.
I mean, I got freaking hit through the Kamehameha. I landed the attack, still got hit. What's this? How is this even possible? Like, what is this? Like, once you are in this animation, your character can't even move. Come on! Am I playing Dark Souls? Like, come on, man.
I think
Just
came perfect
to accept the fact your
because
game is
I
too
knocked
hard.
off the AI after my
Too hard for people that can't even play
fifth
it.
attempt
What are you
after
talking
from a
about?
combo, since they usually
Yeah,
vanish. One
Jesus.
punch from me chips off so little health, I may
What?
as well be standing there with a straw shooting spitball. So, honestly, it does feel like a lot of people are enraged with the difficulty. I don't know. In this case, I'm not... look, and you're talking to somebody that absolutely hates brutally difficult games. Like, they are not my cup of tea. I do not get into the Souls-like games or anything like that. But maybe it's an element of the challenge was so surprising to me that it didn't bother me as much as a lot of other people. But let me know what you guys think. I am curious to hear.
I think people are mad because this fight is kind of clunky. Like, he is too big, you can't land your attacks properly. And the camera kind of janks in an awkward way. And you don't have your ultra attack in this fight at all. Can you even go sparking mode in this fight? I think you can go into sparking mode. I don't think you have your ultra attack.
Guys,
I think that it.
Like the B button attack, you don't even have it.
I think the only problem is that, in my opinion, I think the game did kind of 0 to 60 you. And I think that they should have had maybe a couple of fights that were like sparring matches with like maybe Piccolo or Krillin. And then Vegeta comes down just to like get the player into understanding what like the move sets are.
I mean,
think
I
that-
didn't have much difficulty fighting Vegeta, but this guy is the problem. Like, Vegeta died in my second try. I mean, even this guy is not... I mean, I can't even say this guy is not a problem, because I nearly killed him in my first try. Go see my words. But he did a one attack and then I'm dead, and then I just stuck there for the next 7 attempts.
that would have been a good idea.
You know? Because he has this cheesy tactics this monkey uses, and it's not fun
Because
to
like
deal
you
with,
do go
you know?
from fighting Raditz immediately to fighting Vegeta, and like I definitely was there for a minute. I was like, bro, am I gonna have to turn down the difficulty mode? There is training mode. Well, I know that there's training mode, but I think also like if you're designing a game, you should expect people to know.
I think here's the thing. If they made this difficulty, here's the thing. If they want to fix this, so easy. Just put this difficulty on hard mode and then put the easy mode on normal mode and then make a more brain-dead version to story mode. Do that and then you fix almost everything in the game. Pretty much. This mode shouldn't be called freaking easy normal mode. This is not normal whatsoever. Especially the Zamasu fight, Go Fight Black Goku storyline. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Vegeta will just perma combo you straight up. He can combo you before you can even break out
Do
of
that.
it. It's just bad. It's almost, it feels like impossible. I mean, it is possible. I did. Here's the funny part. I beaten Vegeta once. I beaten Vegeta. And then I wanted to do the branch of the story, and then I re-fought him. I could not beat him after that. Maybe I lucked out, who knows? I did beat him, but still he was impossible because he started to pull that jank attack every time when I get near him.
And I think that you have to give people at least a little bit of idea.
Not to mention Zamasu with the large one-handed mode is so clunky. He can't even combo properly with his normal attacks.
Like how to play the game.
Yeah. I mean, the tutorial is
Trailer for
abysmal
New
in the
World Charm,
game.
Really? Yeah, I might look at that later on. Campaign should teach it. Yeah, just at least a little.
Here's the thing. This game is the best looking game, Dragon Ball Z game, and it plays very well. Till date, of all the games that came out. But people are having complaints with this game's difficulty are completely validated. I'm not going to say to them to get good. The game should get good in terms of having the difficulty in a proper way. This is like fighting Mesmer on level 1 at
Little
this
bit,
rate,
right?
you know? I mean, it's not that bad, but still,
opinion
it's pretty
and
close.
where the Great Ape fight in particular stacks up, since I know most
Yeah.
people aren't getting deeper into the campaign, and I'm really curious how it's going to build up in terms of the battles going forward, because if this fight is really hard and then the other fights, the subsequent fights, aren't as difficult, that obviously is going to be very questionable, because the Great Ape fight
I
is
think I
obviously
will probably
very
use
on
that
the
art of
scene, the
combo or
Z story, like
something.
what are we doing
I
here?
just don't want to.
I think that
It's not fun to play with without any other assistance, you
I
know.
think it really depends, because I saw people talking about this, and there were some people saying that they were stuck on this boss for a long time, and other people saying that they were stuck on Frieza for a long time. And like, I think that's a good thing, because that's like how Elden Ring and Dark Souls is, where it's like, yeah, you're going to have people that are going to pretty much like cluster around the hardest bosses and think that they're the most challenging. But I think that when you have different people that are being challenged by different bosses, it means that you have like a different, like, because there's different types of people playing games, right? And so like, if every boss is the same hard boss, then the game is kind of formulaic.
If that's an issue, and that's where people are having
They're very
problems
different
with
skills.
it, and
Yeah,
the rest
exactly.
of Goku's campaign isn't.
I mean, the strategy for this stupid monkey is just you hit him twice and then blink behind him, and then you start hitting the combo in behind his back, and then at one point he will just stagger and then fall to the ground. In that time, you're supposed to go into the sparking mode and then try to do that again. If you are in front of this guy, you are fucked. Straight up. You do not fight this guy face to face. You
Like
poke
for me,
monkey's ass
basically,
pretty
like my
much.
whole play style in this game is make distance, go into sparking mode, beat the shit out of them,
Yeah.
finish the sparking mode with an ult, regen, do it again, do some melee attacks, maybe counter once or twice.
Oh, oh, Vegeta is gonna waste you if you're gonna do that. He will never let you go into the sparking
And
mode.
that's it, right?
He just doesn't let you straight up. Vegeta will never
Like
let
that's
you.
what I did. So like for me, like Cell Jr. was really hard because of how aggressive he is. And like I died
Yep.
on him a few times. So it's like, okay, well now I'm going to have to play the game differently. And that's fine. My ape wouldn't let me make some distance. Yeah, but you can get behind the rocks. Compared to Canon, they made this fight too easy. I do think that it would be cool if they made hard mode versions of the fights, like later on, that you unlock after you complete the campaign.
Man, I don't know how hard they can make after this. Maybe the boss just one shots you. You know the intro cutscene. You go into the fight. He just uses the beam cannon, right? If you get hit by that beam cannon, you are just instant dead. I mean, at that point, they just have to one shot you. You know, the game is already hard. It is.
I think that
He
would
just literally haven't gotten into that point
cool.
yet. He will get there.
Yeah, the Great Ape
You know?
seems to be pushing
There
people
are?
to the
Really?
absolute edge. And I don't recall in previous Tenkaichi games, I'm sure that you had to fight the Great Ape in the campaign, but I don't recall it being something brutally difficult. But I played the Tenkaichi games when I was super
Yeah.
young, so my
I think that back
Yeah, I think I fought a Great Ape before too in the previous game. I don't know what game it is. Let me check. Like that game was super normal to the compared to this disaster. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't have that game. Let me check. Dragon Ball Z game. I think it's Barakai Tenshi or something. There's something about the time travel stuff. So that game is the game I played. And in that, there is a monkey fight too. That monkey was pretty easy compared to this dude. Nightmare.
back
This is a
then, like the
nightmare.
focus was mainly on just making a fighting game, and I think that nowadays there's a lot more like conscious
Yeah.
thought that goes into like how games are being designed. And I think that this game prioritized primarily like a character fantasy and like game like it's not realism, right? But like the game feel, it prioritized that over balance and over like making everything like razor close. Unique experience. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's cool to look. Absolutely. Like, if you want to play the best looking Dragon Ball Z game, you gotta play this. But if you want to have a fun game, that is a different question, you know?
Feels like you're in
As
DBZ.
far as
Yeah.
difficulty scales, and even back then, if something was super difficult, like we were gonna no life a game till we actually beat a boss or something like that, or
V, who is V? Like the V, who is V? Who? The 10% that are actually good at this game? The V, who is that V?
beat a battle in the single player mode.
Yeah.
But back
Here's a really good example.
What about the other people that saw the Dragon Ball TV show and they never played any other game because it looks like dog shit? And then they looked at this game, it looks somewhat remotely close to a watchable game. It doesn't look like a potato. So they picked it up and then get destroyed in the freaking monkey. What about them? Most people are them. People who are complaining about this game being hard are them. People who actually watched the show and then a fan of the show and saw this game looks so good compared to the other ones, and then they wanted to play the game. You know, that's the people who are complaining about the difficulty, not the SWAT lords who played the 10 games that came before this. You know,
Example is like
even they are complaining about the rebindings. The controller rebindings is not available in this game at all. Like, let's talk about the actual what do you call it, problems. Controller rebinding is not there. Unreal Engine stutter is there. The cutscenes are not what do you call it? It's just a PNG with a text below, and then you have to read half of the story. The menus are dog shit. Customization is not there. In story mode, you cannot customize your character. Like, let's talk about the actual problems then. Like, the game has issues, dude. The CPUs are so broken, it's they play in a way it's inhumane. Like, you cannot react to this bullshit. How do you want... What is the play here? Somebody tell me. In this attack he is doing, what is the play? What is the play I should have done there? It's a straight up unfair mechanic, dude.
You remember in Smash Brothers in Melee where you had to fight, who was it, like Mewtwo, Ganondorf?
He just comes through it. I think what he did, let me see it on a frame by frame. He just immediately countered the attack with another attack as soon as my beam got slower. Look at this. Look at that. My beam got slower, right? That's the full brunt. And then the beam got slower, right? Watch this. He just ran straight to me and then hit me on the face. But if you're looking at a normal speed, it looks like he hits me through the beam. How the fuck a normal player can react to this? It's not possible, dude. Come on.
And Giga Godzilla all at the same time on Final Destination. You guys remember that fight?
Give me a break.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, this was nothing compared to that. Like, yeah, Event Match 1. I remember, I think that I had to, I'm pretty sure I had to resort to just using Jigglypuff. Because I could not do it as Roy. I couldn't do it as Link. Or like Samus. I remember I used Jigglypuff or something. Was it Kirby? Yeah, something like that.
Then, like, even with all of these anime games and these
Fight 100 bots,
Dragon Ball games that had the great ape fight, if it was too difficult, we'd just be no-lifing it until the end of the earth. I think at this point, some of us are a little bit older that.
I mean, I can beat this game if I want to, but I think it's a waste of time.
By the same boss over and over.
Yeah, it's just the same. That's the problem too. Another problem I noticed, it kind of diverges a little bit, but the canon still remains the canon. Goku is always gonna die. Frieza is always gonna blow up the fucking Namek. It's just not gonna change. It changes a little bit, but in order to progress the story, you have to do the canon anyway. Like, we've done that like a million times before. Who cares?
Again, it coming across a little bit unfair to say the least. All right, that
I
might
don't think it's unfair. I really don't. I actually think that the fight, the only problem is that I think that they should have had a couple more training exercises to where the player understands how to play the game. Because
Is this guy fair? If you didn't do any tutorial because the game doesn't show you anything, and then you just logged in and then fight this guy, yes, he does feel unfair, and he is unfair in a sense. If you fight him in front, face to face, it is unfair because he has a stupid grab. It comes out of nowhere. It has no tell, and then he. It's like the Final Fantasy issue this game also has. There is so much things happening on the screen. You can't really perfect time anything. Like it's too hot. Like the visual overload is happening too much. It's too hard to
I
see
think
what's
that this
going
is
on
just
on the
the
screen.
truth. I know people are going to disagree with this and say, I don't do that. I think this is the truth, though. Most people don't do the training mode. And I think you would have had less people bounce off of the game and get frustrated if you had a handful of fights that were leading up to like Raditz coming down, or like in between. It would actually have made more sense in between Raditz and Vegeta.
Yeah, they should have started with that Dragon Ball where Gohan, the small Gohan, fights Vegeta, the Piccolo, the King Piccolo. And then they gave you a full tutorial about how the fuck to go into the sparking mode. You know, then maybe it would be more tolerable. But this guy is nothing compared to the Zamasu, Vegito. Go fight Vegito. He was busted.
Because like, you know, the 1 year. And so like if you had had a few more fights in between those two, you would have had people that have taken more time to like learn the mechanics
He still did. He hasn't played Vegito yet. Maybe he might change his
and
mind.
understand what's going on. And so I think you don't play Dragon Ball games. I know that. Doesn't that make my opinion important? Because like you'd want to have the game grow an audience and get more people involved. It's a pacing issue. Yeah, I think it's a pacing issue. Yeah, that's my point.
Wait, here's the thing. But I think I will still can argue he does play video games for a living, you know? So compared to an average player, he might have more skill than you think he has.
Point.
I never played. The best opinion would be probably me. Because maybe not. Who knows? Maybe me, maybe not. Maybe someone else. I never played any of this Dragon Ball Z game before. I think I played one of them. I don't remember its name. And that game was not this difficult at all. Like straight up, it was not that difficult.
set us off
This game is brutal. It's like I'm playing Dark
a little
Souls.
bit, but I am really curious to hear your guys' overall thoughts on the game. I've been pretty vocal. Look, I have issues with some of the
I want to
stuttering.
see the freaking. I mean, there is always the people who has that small ego that wants to say the game is get good. You are bad at the game. Get good. Boo, 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 you know.
Yeah, there's some
Never
other
had a
things
But come on.
that I'm going to talk about in future videos. I think some of the DLC they're putting out already. I mean, the Ultimate Edition was $110, and we already got more DLC content that wasn't clarified ahead of the game's release, but the other anime published titles from
Who
Bandai
gives a
Namco have
fuck?
done the same thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, I still got to complain about it because it's a reality. I wish they had cross-platform play, but the game
I think even with the assist mode, this guy is
sense
brutal.
and what it offers, if you were a lifelong Tenkaichi player and you played it
I
as a
wonder why
kid,
they don't have cross-platform play. Maybe it's a netcode issue. I don't know.
I mean, this is an absolute love letter to you. You gotta be having a great time with it. Difficulty aside, and that's something Bandai Namco might end up patching. They do offer to make it easier, so I don't think it's that big of a deal, but let me know what you guys think as far as the difficulty of the Grade 8 fight in particular. I know some of you guys are already deeper on, but let me know how the fights stack up as far as deeper into the
I
game.
think it's way harder than it's
And for
supposed to
those
be.
of you that are still on the fence about actually buying the game and
I think I killed it. It doesn't make any sense though. Fucking monkey Vegeta is way stronger than Frieza. Like how that makes sense, you know? Like Frieza didn't took me that. I killed Frieza in my third or fourth try with Vegeta. It just switches your character in the mid combat. Like I can kill him pretty easily, but the fucking monkey Vegeta is that hard. Like how? Why?
I will say that in my
Yeah.
humble opinion that the game is absolutely awesome and it's what Dragon Ball fans have been waiting for
Who said the
a
game was
long
bad?
time. We've wanted a
The people are complaining about it's just
new
too hard.
Tenkaichi for a long time. You know, minor issues aside, like I said, the stuttering and PlayStation 5's overheating, which may
See? Unreal Engine 5 starter right there. The things I say are real, dude.
be an issue with your fans, and you might need to open up your PS5 and clean it out. I'm just letting you guys
17
know.
years.
A lot of people clarifying that, so keep that in mind.
I
But the
should
game's
probably go
absolutely
check
awesome,
what that game
and
is that I
do
played
wanna give
back
a
in the
shout
day.
to our good
I
friends
don't even
before we
remember.
cap off this video over at greenmangaming.com. They have got the game a little bit cheaper.
Yep.
8% off, and you won't pay
Yeah,
tax
guys,
either.
the game
This is for a
$100.
PC copy of the game, the deluxe edition, with the season pass and the early access, which is playable right now. And if you do want to pick up the standard edition, if you're looking to delve into it over the weekend, that is 8% off as well for $64.39.
8%,
That'll do
yeah.
it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're
I think
already
he's called
subscribed,
a
do us a
mush.
favor
Called
and
a
hit the
mush or
bell
something.
I'll
icon.
link you guys the
This way
video.
you'll
I
get
actually
I thought this would
something
be
this
funny to
person
watch,
as well.
especially
That's the best
considering
way
what
to keep
happened.
up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload
There's the
2
video.
videos a day. And with the bell icon,
You should check out his channel because he gives you many offers about the games and the free games about the Steam and other stuff. So I'm gonna link his video as well.
hit, you'll be
I'll link asmongold's video, but you can check his video in
notified
his
whenever we
freaking
do
thumbnail.
upload a video. As always, thanks for
Description, I
watching.
mean.
Man,
I think for me personally, in this game, that in normal mode should be called as hard mode or even ultra nightmare mode.
I really do think that, like,
It's just
I think that
ridiculous.
the problem with, like,
How's
talking
it
about
going?
difficulty in games, like, the big issue is that a lot of times when people talk about it, it's not really about whether they think it's hard. It's about whether they're good at the game or not, and, like, their ego. And I think that really it's a huge problem that I think that it makes it hard for, like, developers to be able to get good feedback from players because everybody's giving the feedback from, like, kind of a selfish point of view. Besides Souls,
Yeah, it's mostly subjective, yes. But when many people are combined as a whole, maybe it's gonna be a problem, you know?
games in general have been getting a lot easier, which is frustrating. You think games have been getting easier on average? I don't know if I agree
Not
with
really. Actually, it's kind of the opposite. Every game wants to be the difficult game ever made.
I've gone back and I've played a lot of older games, and I really don't think they're as challenging as people made them out to be. I think that some of the reasons why
Yeah.
older games were hard is that, like, you would have to, like, restart the whole game if you died or something like that. It wasn't that they were, like,
Yeah, the run
mechanically
back.
challenging, it's that they were punishing. And I think that they were punishing because they were designed around arcade machines, and they wanted you to keep putting in quarters. But, like, as soon
Yep,
as you
pretty
actually
much.
played, like, base games, like, you know, N64 and especially GameCube onward, I really don't think a lot of that stuff. Mega Man was really, like, well, here's the thing. So, like, I went back and I played Super Mario RPG, and I one-shot every single boss, and then I just got to Smithy, which is the last boss, and he would one-shot my party. But, like, up until that
Damn.
point, I never had a single challenge at all in the game. They were hard because we were kids? Yeah. And also, like, now, it's just so hard for me to judge the difficulty of a game, and I think it's hard for anybody to, because we're always doing it in the context of, like, us having already played a bunch of other games. And I think that's, like, a huge issue. Somebody who's good at playing, like, random matches and, like, beating randoms, like, you cannot qualify that against somebody who is an actual tried and tested competitive, like, champion. And this is going to get me into a lot of trouble. But that's the reason why Chuck Norris would... It's not even a question whether Chuck Norris would have been able to beat Bruce Lee or not. Chuck Norris, like, Bruce Lee wouldn't have stood a chance against Chuck Norris. Dude won championships. Like, I don't think people understand how good you have to be to win championships like that. Stop. Yep, that's right. That's right. Both are actors. Yeah, but one of them won championships and was an actor. Have you seen Bruce Lee fight? Have you seen Bruce Lee win have you seen him win a tournament? You see him win a tournament, a championship at all? Fucking L take. I know. You can get mad. You think Bruce Lee didn't win tournaments? Not like Chuck Norris. No. Chuck Norris was a national karate champion. I think that
I don't know who Chuck Norris is, but I I don't know. We gotta see it. But I think I am leaning to the champion, you
you
know.
guys really don't understand the skill gap between, and like you saw this too. Do you remember seeing this patriotic take? No, I'm just telling the truth. Like whenever we saw the Mont Garra that like everybody did in like what do you call it, in classic WoW, you saw the difference between championship level players and people that were really good. There is not, they are not even in the same universe. You cannot compare people that compete in actual tournaments at the highest
Yeah,
level
I think this game
to
is a
average
tournament game.
players. And I'll give you an example of how this works.
Not as well plays like one.
Have you how many of you ever played a game where you were the best person in your neighborhood and you were the best person in like, you know, maybe your school at the game? Me, right? Me, of course. And you probably at one point, for me it was Halo 2. For you, it might have been Counter-Strike. It could have been, you know, Smash later on.
You go into an online game and then you get
But
destroyed.
you go in and you play a game online and you realize that you're in the bottom 20%. And you were still okay at the game, but you were nowhere near the level that you thought you were. You're a big fish. Yep, you're a big fish in a small pond. And you play online. No, LTake, no. And you play online. And let's say you play and you get better at the game for a year. And you go back and you play your friends that didn't play online, and it's like playing against bots. It's like they're like they don't even. It's like they're just standing, so they're not even doing anything. Your characters go, yeah, you would.
Yeah,
go from like,
that's true. Like it, I think it happened in League of Legends when I played it. Like it. In American servers, freaking gold 5 is just bronze 1 in a freaking, what do you call it, Singapore server, dude. It was brutally hard. Like, everybody knows how to play the game, and then they just
you know,
short
beating
out the
somebody like
game.
15 to 25, and now you're beating them 25
Jesus
to 2.
Christ.
Because, like, the more people that you compete against and the higher level that you compete on, the better you become as a player. And do you know who did that a lot? Is Goku. Goku went around competing and fighting against all of the most powerful beings in the universe.
And then at the end, he becomes the god himself.
Because
Let's
Goku
go.
knew that in order to become more powerful, he had to fight somebody that was as powerful as they possibly could be.
Yep, there it is. Good ending. That's such a good way to say it. End the fucking thing. You know? I do respect that fact, but damn, still, you cannot fight a bot. Like, come on, it's not possible.